Mr. Szigetvári, what would you like to see happen with this camerawoman, Petra Laszlo?
I think she should be charged with multiple counts of violence against members of a minority after a proper investigation, of course.
And what if she were convicted of these, what would happen to her?
According to the Hungarian Penal Code, she might even be sent to jail for 3 to 5 years, but I mean, it's up to the judges to judge. But I think given the fact that she directly and intentionally kicked multiple minority members who were refugees, it's a clear case, of course. Still, she deserves the proper process.
Has she responded? Has she said anything that's gone public?
No, she has no public reaction to her actions, and that it was reported. Because she was fired by the national TV, that's what their name, it's a YouTube channel of the populist far-right party, Jobbik, and afterwards she disappeared.
But she was conducting herself as though she was one of the journalists who was covering these refugees who are trying to get through the police lines. Is that right?
Yeah, that's why it's a big shame for our country, because Hungarian countrymen really do help refugees.
There has been, of course, tremendous response to this video of people who have seen it. Maybe for those who haven't, can you describe what the content of the video is and your own reactions to it?
She kicked a kid, sadly and shamefully, and also she kicked an older man who was just walking on the border.
He was holding a child, and she tripped him, and he fell. He lost his balance and actually fell with the child and on top of the child.
Fell over her leg. Yeah, it might be considered as a hate crime.
It appears that she continues to film, especially after she trips the man. She's still filming his angry reaction to her as he falls to the ground. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with journalism, regardless of her political values. And really, it's a cynical act on those who walked through Serbia and Bosnia and through Greece for days, for hundreds and hundreds of kilometers, and they are ready to arrive into the Schengen zone of the European Union to face some more human conditions and maybe get some shelter. And then she's there as a journalist, really continuing to film after what she did. It's really someone who was intentional to choose refugees and refugees only, because she did not kick nor a policeman nor another journalist, but she kicked someone as a refugee, a child even, and some sort of a racial prejudice must have been behind her motivation.
Now she's been fired from her media outlet. This is N1 TV. Can you tell us about that organization?
This television channel is more of a YouTube channel of a radical far-right party of Hungary called Jobbik. They are anti-refugee, anti-migrants. Of course, they want to clear Hungary, just like many other far-right parties in Europe and other areas of the world do. And it's sort of a party channel that broadcasts the party events.
She would be filming for them. This would be the reports that would be on this would be very negative about the refugees. Is that right?
Oh, of course, and contextualized and framed in a narrative that Hungary and Europe, of course, being invaded, though these people are not invading Europe, but they're just escaping from the terror of ISIS, mainly from Syria. So it's a different situation. It's hard, it's difficult to cope with. We see the European Union divided, but I believe, and my party believes, that some sort of a shelter should be provided for these individuals, and some of them, on a long-term or mid-term, should be integrated into our societies. Just to make sure every Canadian who listens to your show, Hungarians are not like her. Hungarians are, some of them are shocked, some of them in a society that has never seen before so huge inflow of refugees is a bit divided, but still hundreds and hundreds of Hungarians, more than 30% of our society, is in solidarity with these refugees.
But it would seem that your government, the Hungarian government, is closer in its views with the Jobbik party. We interviewed a spokesperson from the government, Zoltán Kovács, tonight on our show. He said that their view, the Hungarian government view, is that these people are not really refugees, and that also that they're just opportunists. They're just looking for a better life. And he also said that Hungary doesn't want them because it's a Christian country, and this will be just disruptive and destructive of your culture. Does he represent a part of because this is the government's view, does he represent much of the population?
It's a domestic political interest of the Prime Minister of our country and of Fidesz to frame this whole issue in a simplified way, in a way how far-right parties frame this debate, and I think it's not according to the Hungarian national interest. Hungary is in a crisis of population. We will decrease in numbers, and I think many other European member states are willing to have refugees settle down in their own communities for a short time or for a longer time, and I think as a member of a association of Christian countries in Europe, someone in the name of the Hungarian government shouldn't mention Christianity without talking about solidarity, and that's a sad thing because the Hungarian government is in a competition with the far right, but has really nothing to do with the real problems on the ground.
All right, we'll leave it there. Mr. Szigetvári,